relationships, whether it is in the workplace or personal life. So we kind of draw it as a triangle.
Okay.
And this pyramid has got some tiers to it. So the base of the pyramid, just draw 3 or so tiers. Down at the bottom, we start usually with conversation. So conversation really is, and if we think about this in the workplace, and this is sort of a model for how to navigate those relationships, okay? Conversations in the workplace. We might have a canteen, a room where we meet and have our coffee or our water station. And that's really where conversations start. So we come in off the weekend and we say, oh, what did you do for the weekend? Oh, I did some Super Warrior series.
In the mud.
In the mud, crawling in the mud. And I might say to you, oh, well, I was just lying in bed. I was taking some time for myself. So we start a conversation. Or we might find we have something in common. I was like, oh, I did Iron Man, woman, and you did Warrior. And so we find we have something in common. And suddenly this person that I just looked at from across the floor in the office and thought she was a bit strange, and I realize I've got something in common. It could be anything from kids to being at the same schools or doing the same things. And so conversations start, all right? And so you find this person is not as orcs as I thought they were. They're actually pretty much like me. Conversations lead to relationships. Okay, so off the back of a conversation, you and I find we have things in common. Now we're like, okay, we can be buddies. And so we start some kind of work relationship, okay? So we check in with each other, etc. I might, look out for you at the office. I know you've got a meeting there. I'll support you with some stuff, etc. Relationships lead to something we call promises and commitments, or commitments and promises. Okay, so you and I have worked out through our conversation in the kitchen that we've got things in common. So we form some kind of friendship relationships. I like you, you like me, and we work on a similar project. And you're doing the data analytics, and I'm writing the strategy. So I need something from you. And I say to Taniko, I'm writing this document for Exco next week, but I need some stats and data on blah, blah case study. Can you help me? And because we've had a conversation, we like each other because we're somewhat friends in the office. You're like, okay, I'll help you with that. I've got other stuff on my plate, but I can help you with that. So I ask you when I need it by, can you help me? And you commit to it, and then you give it to me. So this forms the basis of, now I've got extra information, details to do my work with, all right? Commitments and promises lead to productivity. I'm presenting to the board in a week's time. My document looks amazing. I'm just, looking great in that meeting. The company's happy with what I've put out. And productivity from that document I've put together leads to results. All right, and the organization meets the KPI, the board's made target, etc.
Increase in shareholder value.
There we go. And isn't that why we're all in it?
Yes.
Right, but it starts down here at conversation. Interestingly, this pillar has got a base.
Okay.
And I love this base. This base is called and I'll turn this for you, the aware individual.
Love that.
I love it. Aware individual. And what is aware individual? It's someone who's willing to introspect, to look at themselves, someone who's willing to have the conversation, someone who's just aware that life needs engagement. How do we bring ourselves into the world? Remember I spoke about becoming a very keen observer of ourselves?
Yes, to intervene, yes.
That is the aware individual. Someone who knows how to engage, how to form relationships, who they are within it, etc. Ultimately, it leads to organizational results.